Hello and welcome back to the channel. I guess it still doesn't know what it wants to be, but I think it's just a video blog. That's it, of me talking nonsense. But I am on my way to see my mum, so I'm about to do 200 miles in one day in my super cheap Porsche 911. For those who haven't listened in before, it is a 1998 996 Carrera two-wheel drive hardtop manual that I bought for £6,500, £6,550 to be precise, 2.5 years ago, nearly 2.75 years ago, and I don't want to have a head-on collision. It's been amazing. So now I'm going to do the 200-mile trip in one day, although it does need money spending on it, and it's just maintenance. So maintenance that I will do, but I am not really flush with cash at the moment because I don't have a job. I haven't started looking for a job. I am going to next month, or next year as that will now be. And then I haven't actually bought any new wipers either, but then I will look at overhauling the suspension, because it is a bit, when you hit a bump, it does want to scroll around a bit, and the brakes, because I do believe that the front discs might be ever so slightly warped. They work absolutely fine at low speed, at medium speed. They pass the MOT, no advisory, nothing. The pads are okay, the discs aren't worn, but when I was doing sort of 70 odd miles an hour on the motorway and someone pulled into my lane, I braked a little suddenly, not mega suddenly, and I did get a judder in the wheel. So I think they need doing. Anyway, I've just gone straight off on a tangent, but what I meant to say was thank you to everybody who's hit like, subscribe, commented. Bizarrely, I have lost subscribers. So the last video I did, I haven't done for absolutely ages, and it was just a little bit of an update. But mostly I've been doing house renovations, and I tried to get my lounge ready. And this video might be more about house renovation. No, it's not. But I'll just fill you in on the house renovations thing. So I started, I think, well, you know, it's the worst room in the house. We haven't been there very long, and I'll just give it a lick of paint for Christmas because we've got people coming over. So I started doing that. It had built-in cupboards everywhere, which I took down. All of the wiring was an absolute mess. There were no lights in the room, not in the ceiling, not on the walls. So I've had to put those in, but I've reused the wiring that was in the cupboards because the cupboards had lights, as you do. But as I started to pick at things, it's like picking at a scab. I picked at more and more and more things. And now I'm at that stage where I've ripped off all the plaster off the chimney breast. I've had to remove this plastic vinyl paint because it's a Georgian building, so moisture needs to get in and out, in and out, in and out. But it didn't, it just got into the wall and stayed there. So the walls were sweating, dripping water, all of that. I think I've said that before. And so I stripped it off. I used something called peel away. So this peel away stuff, you put it on the wall, it's like a paste. You put it on with a spatula or a trowel or something, and then you put a piece of paper that comes with it, these sheets, over the walls. And this road is rough. And then you leave it to dry. And then once it's not dry, you leave it to work. Now the good thing about this stuff is if there's lead paint and things like that under there, there's no powder, there's nothing else. There's someone in a Micra trying to overtake me, and so it just comes off as a sheet. So I did that. It didn't come off brilliantly, but it's done. And then I have to neutralize because it's an alkali paste, so I have to neutralize that with the neutralizer that I spray onto the plaster. Now some of it is modern plaster. I don't know what do you call it. What's the modern plaster called? I can't remember. I'm sure my wife knows because she's more of an expert on this. and she's in some geeky Facebook groups. Anyway, so I took that off, managed to get the paint off, and I slapped on a bit of paint just in the corner to see what it would look like, and the alkali, it's still pushing out all the salt and whatnot from the plaster, so it just peels straight off. The paint just peels straight off. So our micro person is really giving it some. So now I've got to work out what I can put on there. Now everyone says, oh, you need to put an alkali resistant primer on there, but the problem with that is I'm still going on about paint and renovations, but it's solvent based, so it means the wall's not breathing again. So I don't know what to do. So anyway, that's for the next one. What I'm about to do is pull the fireplace off, which is a Victorian fireplace in a Georgian building, and I'm going to, and there's a log burner which I need to pull that off, and I'm hoping to get through to the actual Georgian fireplace. Now the problem is the log burner, the chimney is all stuffed with little granules of clay, I think it's clay anyway, that you normally find in an Aga, and there's so many of them that I'm gonna have to put a bag or something underneath. I hope it's not asbestos or anything like that, and because I've been breathing in so much dust and chemicals, I wear masks and things like that, but it gets in my eyes under the goggles, there's so much of it. And I played football last night and I've hurt my Achilles, but I'm not playing now until for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so hopefully it'll be fine by then. And I need to get some more football boots. But anyway, that's my little rant about what I've been doing, and I've thrown in some pictures of where I am with the renovation. Maybe I should just do Georgian renovation videos. That's an idea. But anyway, back to the garage thing. I need to, I'm going to show you a sneak preview of the design, the drawing, the mock-up. So this is what the planning permission is based on. And I'm about to crash into the back of a car. No, the brakes work. One magpie. Do you salute one magpie? Or do you salute two? I can never remember. I salute you, Mr. or Mrs. Magpie, or Miss Magpie, or Ms. Magpie, or he or she or they Magpie. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought. Yes, the garage. So, sneak preview of the design, and then I'm going to do a video of walking around the plot and the elevations and where all the tricky bits are. I spoke to the builder, and he's now going to do us a quote-ish, like a ballpark figure, and it's either going to be, whoa, forget that, it's never going to happen, in which case I'll be devastated, or it's going to be, yes, let's just get on with it. And I definitely need to get a job then, like ASAP. But I was listening to number 27 on YouTube, Jack, and he's just gone full-time on YouTube, and he mentioned JMs on cars, and that made me think, because JMs, he went straight to full-time, and I think he had a year of just earning nothing. I mean nothing. So, but he was giving it everything, and he established himself, and he's now very successful and brilliant channel. And Jack's kind of done the same. Jack's a little bit different, and I feel like I'm closer to what Jack's doing, but you know, not in terms of subscribers. I think he's on like 60, 70,000. I'm more of the random stuff. I've got no access to high-end cars, and I'm not that interested in them. Yeah, I'll have a drive of one to experience it, but I'm more likely to want to drive an F40 than a new Hurricane or a Aventador, given the choice. Not that I have the choice of either. But anyway, so but right now I'm doing so much stuff trying to get this room ready for Christmas, and I can't speak because of the dust and all sorts, and I'll probably you know, giving myself a terminal illness through it, but I'm still going to try and make the videos. The Boxster, I'm not going to do any videos about in the near future because it is just sat there. There's just so much damp in it. It's going to go moldy. I just can't be asked at the moment. There's just so much other stuff going on, and I need to get another Christmas tree, which is going to go on the roof probably. So Todd, Stone City Outlaw, good advice. Put a blanket on the roof first. I would have just chucked it on. Bungee cords, away through the windows. But yeah, I need to sort that out. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm off to my mum's because I really want to see her before Christmas. I'm really bricking it about this Omicron thing, which is an anagram of moronic. I think that's how I remember it's the right one. It's got an R in it. Omicron. Because I haven't had my booster yet, which I'm having, booster jab vaccination, which I'm having in about 6 days. And my mum hasn't had hers. I don't know why, which I need to talk to her about. It's been sort of, she's in her 80s, so I need to go and talk to her about that. And before we go into lockdown again, I just need to go and see her because she lives 100 miles away, which is not that far, and I miss her. She's not very well. All of that's just being managed, but just with being off work, the lockdowns, all of that stuff, I've just not been able to see her, and it's just been rubbish. I've not been able to take my children to see her because I don't want her to get COVID, and my children are probably carriers and super spreaders because they're at school and nursery, and it's quite rife in schools and in communities. I guess, you know, a lot of people are asymptomatic, so I don't know. I haven't bought a family car yet either, and I'm looking at like some kind of Volvo estate, super cheap. So yeah, and if anyone's got an interesting car that I can drive who lives in South Oxfordshire, that'd be great. I am quite lazy. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I need a word. The word is going to be, because every time I hear Omicron, I think of it. The word is going to be Omnicorp, the future of law enforcement. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.